fellow joy lovers, and welcome back to Gimme That Joy. Here we are on our second part of our holiday doubleheader in terms of our episodes, and I hope that you all have been having a beautifully blessed time with our joy practice from last week, focused on creative rest and the whole practice of noticing, savoring, and enjoying the small details around you as you are journeying through the holiday season. As you can see, my background is more festive, thanks to a good friend of mine, Yeji. And so here we are with our festive holiday background, and we'll get on into this week's episode. For our joy practice this week, we'll be focusing on sensory rest. And here it is. Limit background noise today. Avoid playing music while driving. Practice enjoying the cleansing benefits of silence. Choose moments you would normally fill your auditory space with sound and allow silence to reign. In the void of sound, much is spoken into the soul and spirit. Now, with this joy practice, I've mentioned that I do this a bit sometimes. I think I mentioned this in the episode about receiving messages from God, where I spend time in the mornings just being silent, being still, and even journeying into the day in silence. I'm doing various little chores around the house to give God a chance to speak to me. And with this practice, I find that I am more in tune with this in a kind of low tide or low ebb seasons of my life where, I'm not necessarily feeling as excited about life or as enthusiastic about going forward with things day by day. And I'm going through one of those seasons now. And interestingly enough, last year was a very similar season around this time. And so these days I spend a lot of time, or I spend more time than usual with silence and solitude, just listening to the silence and listening for God. And one of my favorite ways of doing it these days is while I'm driving. I live a somewhat commuter lifestyle these days. I work in one city and live in another. And so twice a week I'm in the car for 2 hours. And I find that during that time, when sometimes I'll listen to like a sermon or a podcast for a bit, but I spend the majority of that time just being silent and just presenting my questions and my worries and my concerns to God during that time, and just listening. And it's quite, I'm actually beginning to look forward to that time of just being quiet and being still and listening. And sometimes I'm not hearing anything in particular other than the sound of the tires on the road. And other times I do have more peace and more rest inside as a result of that time. And so this rest practice from the Sacred Rest Challenge has been becoming more fruitful to me in this low ebb time, as I take that time as I'm driving those 4 hours a week to just be still, be quiet, and let the noise inside die down. And even when I'm hearing nothing, just to kind of be in that nothingness. And it's been quite a relief, actually, from the constant, stream of thoughts and wonders and concerns that I seem to carry fairly consistently inside. So I thoroughly recommend this rest practice for you during this holiday season, especially if you're going through a kind of low ebb, low tide season in your life where you're not excited and enthusiastic about things. At the same time, you'd like to go forward with more rest, more peace, and more joy. on your journey. So I'd like to take a moment to remind you about our New Year's special. If you or a loved one would like to experience what it's like to journey deeper into joyful, peaceful, restful living with me as your companion on the journey, please click the link below and sign up for your free coaching conversation anytime before the end of January. I look forward to hearing from you and helping you delve deeper into joy, peace, and rest. For our Life Catalyst segment today, the resource I'd love to recommend is an episode from John Ortberg's Become New channel. He did a series a few months back on the book by Dallas Willard, The Spirit of Disciplines. And he goes through all 15 of the disciplines mentioned in that book and expounds upon them a bit. And the episode that I'd like to recommend is the one on silence. And we'll put the link below this episode for you to check it out. The whole series was phenomenal. And the episode on silence was really cool because it got into, you know how around us a lot of times there's so much sound. And even like when you're sitting silently, you can hear a clock ticking, you can hear the refrigerator whirring, all these kinds of sounds that are there, and how, rare it is to actually be in total silence. At the same time, there's beauty in being in total silence. And so he recommended, seeking this silence and incorporating it into your day somehow each day in order to give yourself more space and more opportunity to do like Jesus did and experience the beauty and the blessing of silence. A part that was very, that resonated with me a lot was a part about speaking less or not at all in situations, because over my life journey, I have, as I have matured as a person, I have learned or I've experienced the value of speaking less, of being quiet. And it's amazing how in situations where I thought I would have to say something because, hey, I know this and I can share this, that the less I speak, the more I can observe, and the more that I notice that I'm not the only one that knows things. Like the very thing I'd want to say, somebody else says that. And especially as a coach, it's been beautiful that over the years I've been learning to speak less, because in coaching situations, I'm really experiencing the value of being quiet, of honoring silence, and allowing the client to come up with, to discover what it is they already know. And it's a beautiful thing to see that happen. And because of the beauty of that, I've been learning to speak less in social situations as well, and allow things to surface from various people so that we can all contribute and no one person has to be the star of the conversation. And so I thought I'd recommend this episode to you because it really resonated with me and the journey that I've been on, that God has had me on in life, to learn to listen more, to speak less, and to just enjoy the beauty and the blessing of doing just that. Now for a gentle invitation to joy. Embrace silence. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now, while it might be challenging to do that during this holiday season, it's so worth it. If you can fit some moments, it doesn't have to be a long stretch. You can fit some moments in the beginning of the day or near the end of the day or somewhere in between. I really hope you have the opportunity to enjoy the blessedness, the beauty, and the just deliciousness of silence and quiet somewhere in your week this holiday season. I hope you have a beautifully blessed time of it, and I look forward to hearing in the comments below how it goes for you. Until next time, bye for now.